श्रीमते Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam panghum langhayate girim Yatkripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam Shri Chaitanyamishwaram Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Hare Krishna dear devotees, welcome you all to Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, 5th chapter, shloka number 10. That is what will be our subject of discussion. But we'll just like to give a recap quickly of what was discussed in the previous shlokas. So this particular recap is very vital because those of you who missed the weekend, it will be a very nice, nourishment for all of you. Okay, again requesting all devotees to turn on the videos. That will be very encouraging to everybody. Okay, that shows wholehearted participation. Alright, so the point where we left was Narada had come to the ashram of Vyasdev, and there Narada was asking Vyasdev, are you satisfied identifying yourself with the mind and body? Then Narada Muni very clearly says that, hey Vyasdev, you are thinking that you are not fulfilled in knowledge and studies. That is not correct. That kind of your contemplation is incorrect. Why? Because without being fulfilled in studies and having complete knowledge, you cannot come up with such a wonderful work like Mahabharata. What is Mahabharata? Mahabharata is full of Vedic sequences. Yes, it's scriptural knowledge. So that is not correct. Then he said that you've also completely delineated the science of Brahman. Yes, and Brahman knowledge is very nice. You have investigated, you have analyzed the Brahman knowledge. Yeah, then why are you thinking that you are not successful? Yes, you have Brahman, impersonal Brahman, you have glorified. That's the subject matter of Upanishads. Upanishads speak about impersonal Brahman. And that is the culmination of all knowledge. When a person is born and later on there is a ceremony of initiation where a child is sent to Gurukul, first the child is taught Samhitas. Yes, they are called Samhitas. So Samhitas are shlokas and recitations from the Vedic literature which makes the pronunciation perfect. They are able to have nice Sanskrit Ucharan. Many shlokas they recite. And after that, in order to become a Grihastha, one has to learn the Shastras called Brahmanyak Shastra, Brahmanaka Shastra or Brahmana Shastra, which teaches one how to be a civilized person in a town or a city. After that, before one goes to the forest, one is taught Aranyaka Shastra. Yes, the art of living in forest for Vanaprastha. And after successfully staying as a Vanaprastha in the forest, finally one is taught Upanishad when one takes sannyas. So Upanishad is the subject matter of sannyasis. So you have so successfully spoken about impersonal Brahman to the sannyasis. For the people of sannyas level, then why are you feeling you are not qualified? Why are you feeling that you are not successful? Don't feel like that. So Narad Muni in one sense is testing Vyasdev. Yes, and he is also a little bit poking Vyasdev. This Shastric study is very important. In fact, what happens in Bharadwaj ashram? Prabhu Sri Ramachandra goes to Bharadwaj ashram before entering into the forest of Dandakaranya. And even after his vanvas, he comes back to Bharadwaj ashram. Why? because he meets Bharadwaj Muni and he tells that, "Oh Munivar, I have only lived in the city while leaving to forest. I have no idea how to live in the forest. Can you train me?" So Bharadwaj Muni says, "All right. So I'll give you theory training, right? How to enter into the Aranyak, Dandaka Aranya. So I'll teach you Aranyaka Shastra, which Vanaprastha should learn. You are very young for it, but still I will teach you because you're going to stay in the forest and do Vanavas. Your Grahastha ashram has become Vanaprastha ashram. Okay, all right, you can go ahead." So he trains him. And then he tells, the theory is done, practicals will be trained by Atri Muni. You go ahead, you will meet him in the borders. Atri and Annasuya, they will train you more. So he sends them ahead because they live in the forest. And later on, when Prabhu Sri Ramchandra, after 14 years of Vanavas, he comes back. He comes and tells Bharadwaj Muni, "I forgot how to live in the city. Can you please teach me Brahmana Shastra? I would like to learn. So you teach me how to stay in the city and I would like to stay in the city." Okay, so then he trains him in Brahmanic Shastra. Then Prabhu Sri Ramchandra is again able to stay in the city. Nice. So then Vyasdev opens up. Vyasdev said that whatever you have spoken is perfectly correct. I am not satisfied. And I am asking the root cause of my dissatisfaction. Because you have unlimited knowledge. You are son of Brahma. And you are born without a mother. There is no mundane father or mother for you. You are self-born. As such, you are a Manasa Putra. Narada appeared from Brahma's deliberation or from his heart. So he is a very special personality in the creation. Right? You are a Manasa Putra. So please, tell me. Everything that is mysterious, which nobody knows, you know it. Why? Because you are a pure devotee of Lord. Now he is telling the reason why Narada will be able to know the root cause in the verse number 8. And finally, he gives one more reason. You are like the sun. You travel everywhere in the three worlds. Yes, you are traveling. He goes, just like sun distributes knowledge. Narada is like the sun who keeps going and distributing the knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And you are like the air, you can penetrate internal region of everyone. Yes, he is called as the air for the reason that he is a personality who moves out of his own free will. The Supreme Lord directs him where to go, where not. And now, just like air movements are directed by the Lord, Madbhayat, Vati, Vatoyam, Suryas, Sapati, Madbhayat. Varshati, Indre, Dahati, Agnir, Mrityus, Charati, Madbhayat. So like that you have appeared over here. So you are as good as the super soul for me. And that's the role of Guru. If you give a microphone to Guru, you give a microphone to Paramatma and play the recording, it will be exactly the same thing. Right? They both speak the same thing. Then Narad Muni starts to speak. Narad Muni, right, because you asked for the root cause, let me tell you, you have not broadcasted the sublime and spotless glories of Krishna. This is why you're feeling worthless. You're feeling useless. Although you're great sage, Kama Moksha, but there is yet another Panchama Purushartha which you have not described. And because you have not described the Panchama Purushartha, which is Bhakti, that is why you are feeling the dissatisfaction. Even when Haridas Thakur and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are conversing, Haridas Thakur tells the essence of all the scriptures is Bhakti Rasa. Yes. And if somebody is not coming to this particular conclusion of the Shastra, such a person is the most unfortunate because he has missed the essence. It is like going to a program and not having prasadam. Because prasad is the essence, they say. Yeah. Ultimately, what you get in the end is the essence. Falashruti. just a joke. But anyway, it's the essence. Bhakti Rasa. So somebody is not coming to Bhakti Rasa as the conclusion, such a person has missed the point. So now here, we are going to be discussing this particular shloka. And Narad Muni is emphasizing the meaning for which, now what is Narad Muni telling? So Narad Muni is telling to Vyasdev there are two types of audiences. There are two kinds of people in this world. So he is now elaborating his knowledge. Now this is a verse which I alone will be reciting, and you all can recite in your respective places. Nayadvachaschetra padam hareryasho jagat pavitram pragranita karhichit tadvayasam tirthamushanti manasa nayatra hamsa niramantyu shikshaya. This is a brilliant verse which talks about two kinds of people. Nayat vachah, that vachan or that words, that vocabulary. Chitrapadam, they may be composed chitra. Chitra means beautiful. Suchitra means very beautiful. So chitra sometimes is also indicative of painting, right? So chitra, beautiful painting, chitra they call. So chitra is a very wonderful creation of Lord. So chitra padam, you may use some words and make a nice padam, poetry. Pad means poetry. But na harer yasho, nayad harer yasho, if those words are not yasha, yasha is fame or glory. Harer yasha. See, everybody is writing somebody yasha. Yes, Prime Minister yasha, President yasha, citizen yasha, sportsman yasha. That's what is newspaper, right? What is newspaper? Yasha. They are writing glories. But whose your glories? But that is not Nayad Harir Yasha. They are not Hari Yasha. They are not glories of Hari or Krishna. Because Hari Yasha has a quality of Jagat Pavitram Pragrinita. Pragrinita. Grinita means to describe, and Pragrinita means to describe in detail. So Pragrinita, if you do Harir Yasha Pragrinita, what will happen? Jagat Pavitram. The entire universe will be sanctified. Dear devotees, what was Hanuman's vow? Hanuman said, I will stay till the end of Kali Yuga. I will stay till such a time where Ram Katha is described. Ram Katha is narrated. Till Ram Katha is there, I am there. And whenever Ram Katha is happening, even in a subtle form, I will be the first person in the audience, sitting ahead and hearing with utmost eagerness. So the greatest devotee of Ramachandra, because moment you remember Ram, you will remember Hanuman. There is no way of separating these two personalities. But the beauty is that Hanuman is not the speaker of Ramayana. Hanuman is a listener of Ramayana. Even if you look at the 5th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, where all the residents of Jambudvip are glorified, so there Hanumanji comes in the Hari Varsha. That is his area. So Kim Purusha Varsha. This is just above Bharat Varsha, that's Kim Purusha Varsha. Hari Varsha is Prahlad Maharaj's place. So there Hanuman is glorified as the person who listens Ramakatha. That's how he is glorified. Because he is aware Ramakatha will purify everybody. So till the time that sanctification is happening, I will exist. After that I will leave. There is no use. Without Ramakatha, there is this world, there is no Ramakatha, there is no essence. Fine. Then I don't have to stay in this world. So Jagat Pavitram Pragranita Karihichit. But if there is no yachas, no vachas, which is glorifying Harir, that is what? Tad Vayasam Tirtham. Tirtha means what? Tirtha is a name of Krishna. And Tirtha is also the name of devotees. Why? Because Krishna is living there. Wherever Krishna lives, that place is called as Tirtha. But Tirtha Sthan is a place of pilgrimage. But where Krishna's glories are not spoken, Tad Vayasam Tirtha. Vayasam means what? Vayasam means crows. So that is a place of pilgrimage for crows. Only crow class people will go there to attend such a pilgrimage. Which is the place of pilgrimage of crows? Where do crows gather? I don't think there is much experience of this in Canada or US. Whereas in India, you will have tremendous experience of this. The crows gather around garbage. Yes, where there are garbage dumped, all crows will gather there. And everybody is fighting for what? Some piece of dead rat. There's a rat who is dead and they all are putting their beaks and trying to eat that. They are all surrounded in the garbage. Yes. Tad vayasam tirtham. So that is, if there is no glory of Krishna, that is pilgrimage of crows. And maximum places you see, they are all pilgrimages of crows. It can be stand-up comedy show. It can be that cinema theater. It can be that concerts of musical concerts. They all may look very sophisticated. But what is the substance there? Substance. Without Krishna, that substance is garbage. Because it's no use. It cannot benefit the soul. It's waste. Right? And even if you see the Shastra, they says that Annam Vishtam Jalam Mutram Yadina Vishnu Naivedyam. If we don't offer bhoga to Krishna, such a food is stool, such a water is urine. That's what is the value of things without their connection to Krishna. So similarly, those words or those places where words are glorified, somebody or the other is glorified, yasha is happening. But na hari yasha, nayad hari yasha, such a place is pilgrimage of crows. And all people who are attending there, they are crow class people. Yes. On the other hand, this is whose opinion? Ushanti Manasa. This is what the great thinkers, Manasaha means who are using their mind. Mindful people, which means they are saintly people. Only saintly people use their mind. That's why they are called as Muni, thoughtful sages, introspective sages. Manasaha, who use their minds. So what they do? Ushanti, they think like this. Even Ushanti means intelligence. Usha, that comes from intelligence. So these intelligence people, this is their opinion, that they are all pilgrimages for crows. Na yatra hamsa. The Hamsa means the swan-like people, perfect people. Hamsa is the one who takes the essence out of, the essence in this material world is bhakti. That's why they are called as Hamsas. Although this material world is a useless place, but why Krishna has created this material world? If we read the conversation between Brahma and Krishna in the Bhagavatam 3rd Canto, this becomes really very clear why Krishna wanted Brahma to create this world. He wanted to create this world for only one reason: expand the devotee population. That's it. There is no other purpose for creating this world. Expanding the population of pure devotees, which means this world is created to make pure devotees. This world has the facility. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam. It is Purnam. This world has the complete facility to create pure devotees. So such people who take the essence of pure devotional service, they are called as Hamsas or Paramahamsas. Niramanti Ushikshaya. So these Ushikshaya means who has Kshaya, Ushikshaya. They are the ones who stay in the transcendental abode. They are actually living constantly in Vrindavan, in their hearts. Niramanti, they will never come through such pilgrimage. That is why devotees don't go to parties, clubs, discotheques, cinemas, malls, and all these places, because they are all pilgrimage for crows. Swans don't grow. Have you ever seen swans eating garbage? No. Swans, they swim in clean waters. In Vrindavana Ramyasthana, we hear there are Rajahamsas in that particular poetry by Narottam Das Thakur. There are Rajahamsas who are actually playing in the clean waters of river Yamuna. They are playing, they are putting their beaks into very beautiful lotuses, and they are drinking the honey from there. So such Rajahamsas who are in clean and pure lakes, they will not go to the place of garbage. So next time we are scrolling some Insta reel, some nonsense pops up, we should immediately say this is for crow class people. And that will have maximum views. Maximum, what is that? Hearts. Maximum shares. Because the world is filled with crow class people. So do I want to be a crow or I want to be a swan? So swan class people, they take the essence. Yes, go to social media, but take the essence. We should take the essence and stick to the essence. And any pilgrimage of crows offer comes, please reject it. Reject. That's not for us. Yeah. Somebody would like to read the translation? Yeah, please. Dayami Radha Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I don't see it yet. One moment, please.
Yeah, sure. It's going to come.
Thank you. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since all perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So whatever amount of poetic words, they should be condemned if it is not Harir Yasha. There is no use. So verse which are actually the glorifications of Lord, they purify the whole world of speakers, listeners, spectators, authors, everybody. So this is what Narad Muni is talking about, the literatures composed by Vyasdev. Is it pure Harikatha? Is it glorification of Krishna? Because you read the Mahabharata, it is not necessary that you will come to know Krishna as God. You get distracted many times. You can get distracted into Ashwini Kumar worship, Indra worship, Shiva worship. You can get thoroughly distracted, Devi worship, because everything is there. We want one literature which speaks the ultimate truth, discarding all the other noise which is around. So Chitra Padam, these beautiful verses, actually only one person deserves it, that is Krishna. Yes. Ushanti. So what does the crow? They go leftover foods. Yes. So this is desired by people. Who are the crow class people? The Acharyas explain crow class people are those whose heart is full of lust. They are the crow class of people who are full of lusty propensities. On the other hand, swans of Manasa Hamsa. Manasa Hamsa is something that our Kulashekar Alvar says, Krishna Tvadiya Vada Pankaja Panjarantam Advaiva Me Jushata Manasa Raja Hamsa. Yes, so these are all, we should be like Manasa Hamsas, who actually are swans of Manasa Sarovar, or the devotees in the mind of Lord. Our minds are fully in the Lord, and Lord are also in our minds. How is that? There is a beautiful shloka that comes. This is something that Lord tells Durvas Muni. Sadhavo hridayam mayam sadhunam hridayam tvaham madatanyena jananti naham tebhyo managapi. Sadhavo hridayam mayam. Saints are my heart. And sadhunam hridayam tvaham. I am the heart of sadhus. Madat anyena jananti. No, they don't know anybody but me. Naham tebhyo managapi. And I also don't know anybody other than my devotees. This is what Lord tells to Durvasa. Narayana tells Durvasa Muni. So anybody who is accepting Krishna as their heart, they also become the heart of Krishna. Because Krishna says, Ye tamam prapadyante tam stateva bhajamya. Right? Manasa has one more meaning. Mana means the words that have great respect. Sa, destroy. Although your words may be spoken very nice, you give a nice lecture, but there is no Krishna, Mana, Sa, that respect is destroyed. They will not respect you. They are also called as Manasa. And Manasa can also refer to Narada, Kumaras, who are Manasa Putras. There are a lot of meaning of Manasa. So Manasa Ushanti means this is the verdict of Kumaras. Narad Muni considers Kumaras as his guru. Yesterday I was having an opportunity to give Bhagavad Katha in Winnipeg here. And there we spoke about Bhagavad Mahatmya. Those who wish to listen, they can go back and listen. It's there in the recording, in the YouTube. So there, Narad Muni was blocked. I'll only give hint. You can all go and find out what happened. So that time 4 Kumaras, they come to rescue Narada and rescue one lady with 2 kids. Who is that? Find out more there. But Narad Muni really regards the 4 Kumaras very much. So they are also called as such. So he's quoting them. Such Manasas, who are Manasa Putra of Brahma, it is their version. They will never read such literatures. So our literature should be something that is pleasing. Just for example, devotees, Prabhupada disciples, they would write articles. You know why? For Prabhupada to read. Prabhupada would read all his devotees' articles in BTG. You know that? And they would write in such a way that let Prabhupada get pleasure. So Prabhupada would read articles and he would appreciate. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur would read his disciples' articles. That's where he came to know about this Abhay. Oh, this boy Abhay, he has understood. Absolute is sentient. Thou has proved. Impersonal calamity thou has removed. He has understood the essence. Now whatever article he gives, just print it. He knows. He knows everything. Even devotees would go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu writing. They would write and go and give it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu would get pleased by, oh, this is such a nice sloka. Like Rupa Goswami was hesitant, but he took Rupa Goswami's sloka and gave it to everyone. Here, Haridas, you hear this sloka, you will go into ecstasy. Tunde tandavanim natim vitanute tundavali labhyate. Haridas Thakur started crying. Karna krodha kadambini ghatayate karnambudevya spriha. Cheta prangini sangane vijayate sarvendriyanam kritim. No jane janita kim amritabdivi krishneti varnam dvai. Wow, Haridas Thakur was like, what a words, Prabhu, amazing words composed. I chant Krishna's name, what is the rasa? My tongue desires many more tongues. I desire many more tongues, and then when it enters the ears, I desire millions of ears. Wow, what a slok. Is this our experience in Japa? This is Haridas Thakur's experience. So devotees write for pleasure of serious. Nowadays, we write to impress juniors or to impress others. But originally the writing was done for what purpose? The writing of all these souls was done to please their superiors. That should be the right consciousness in writing. Prabhupada has told each and every one of us to write. You know that? You have realized, you read so much, you serve, you must have realization. And those realization you must write. So there are so many places where Prabhupada tells devotees to write. Correct? Right. So these Kumaras will not read your book. That's what he's trying to tell. Or Shikshaya. So, yeah. There is one more thing. The vacha, the word vacha statement means what is spoken. Therefore, statements like the following would appear to make Bhagavatam a place for the crows. So now one may ask a question. That even Bhagavatam contains some statements. So there's a commentary I'm just reading, which may tell, hey, this is also place for crows. For example, I'll tell one section that comes. This comes in the 9th canto, 4th chapter, first verse. The verse is, Na bhago na bhagapatyam yam tatam bharatam kavim yavishtam vyabhajan dayam brahmachari namagatam. So there is one particular brother. There are some group of brothers. They all go for Gurukul training, right? And Gurukul training, after training, all brothers come back except one brother. Yes. So their father's name was Nabaka. So this brother stays in the Guru's ashram, and usually somebody stays for Guru's ashram more than after the graduation period, means that person is interested in taking sannyas. But he stayed there because he liked it. He wanted to continue serving Guru. He wanted to, and at that point, some point of time, he felt, okay, now let me marry and become Grahastha. So he came back. By the time he came back, all the brothers had divided the property. They were all great Kshatriyas. They divided the property and they didn't have anything to give him. So then he asked, I'm also Kshatriya, I need something, some property. What will be the property? So that particular point of time, the brothers, they all discuss and they say, our father will be a property, you take father. Such things also come in Bhagavatam. So this particular pastime, you may say, Prabhu, where is Krishna in this pastime? Of course, this pastime becomes even more something. Father says, oh, these brothers are actually cheating you. So you worship Shiva. And then later on, there is one particular place, property. It goes on. Such things, why devotees? We came for Krishna. Why it is there? So as such, Now one may ask, like these statements do come in Bhagavatam, some pastimes come like this. Where is this Hare Yasho in such places? How many of you have encountered some sections of Bhagavatam in your reading where you felt this is not, this also I think is pilgrimage for crows. Why is this coming here? Same thing happened later on. So Suta Goswami was telling that, oh Parikshit, he met Kali and he chastised him, and all the sages, they turned their faces in disdain. Hey, this is all not connected to Krishna. Only if it is connected to Krishna you tell us, otherwise we are not interested in hearing. They had all become Hamsas by that time. Yes. So they said, if it is connected to Krishna, this Kali, the cow beating, what is all this? Punishing that Kali personality, we don't want to hear such things. You tell about Krishna. But if it's connected to Krishna, you tell us, because we trust. So they had faith in their Guru. Suta Goswami speaking something means it is connected to Krishna. Otherwise, but still we just want to confirm. We want to just put a filter there. Only if it is connected to Krishna, you tell us. Similarly here, we need to understand that how much ever a person argues, none of the Puranas or none of statements written by Vyasadeva should be considered as plays of crows, because there is nothing which is absolutely devoid of glories of Lord. There is connection of Krishna everywhere. This statement one. Then why is Narad Muni making such a statement? He is making such a statement to give the mentality of the people. Yes, to give the mentality of people. People will not come to Bhagavad Gita. They will be happy in the gambling match, the war, such places they will be happy. Gita, nobody is going to come. So, one statement becomes very clear from the Bhagavatam. Kalimala samhati kalano kilesho harir itaratara nagiyate hyabhikshanam ihatu punar bhagavan shesha murtihi paripatino anupadam katha prasangai. This comes in the 12th canto of Bhagavatam, which says that Kalimala samhati kalano akhilesho. Narayana, the soul of this universe, and he actually destroys all the sins accumulated in the age of Kali, is not glorified in other works. But Bhagavan with unlimited forms is abundantly and constantly described throughout the various narrations of this Bhagavatam. Paripantino anupadam katha prasangai. In Bhagavatam, there is glorification of Krishna constantly. Yes. So thus, what is very important, this verse, next verse we should take into consideration. Next verse is also connected to this theme. Vachaha should meet the general import of the discussion. The import is Krishna consciousness. Rather than going word by word, hey, where is Krishna in this word? Where is Krishna in that word? Right? So that those discussions we should consider. That being the case, the chapters, stories of Bhagavatam, yes, they are all different ornaments of the Lord. So such kind of Nabhaga's pastime which we just discussed, they are ornaments on the Lord's bodies. So one should not say, hey, where is this ornament? Hey, where is Krishna? Oh, that is Krishna's ornament. That is the way we should look at such pastimes where we don't apparently see Krishna. But in order to glorify bhakti, that particular section also has a purport. It has a purpose. And when we study that section, we will get to know what is the purpose. That section purpose is also to glorify bhakti only. So just by looking at the earring, why not say the person is not there? No, if the earring is there, earring cannot hang in the air by itself, right? If the earring is hanging there, definitely there is a person who is wearing the earring. So in other Puranas, there are so many other stories, but they are not ornaments. So there are some of the stories which are meant for people in Tamoguna. They relish that. So that is their pilgrimage of crows. So it is like, okay, crows, please come and have this first, because you have to make crows into swans. That's the project Vyasadeva has. So they have to give some enticement, and gradually their taste will be increased. right? That's how we present. It's a very systematic presentation, but Bhagavatam is for all. We'll just read one line of the purport, otherwise I will feel unfulfilled in my heart. Crows and swans are not birds of the same feather because of their different mental attitudes. It's not the color, it is the attitude, right? So what matters is the attitude of a person. The attitude of crows is sense gratification. The attitude of swans is devotional service. So they are extremely diametrically opposite people, right? Any thoughts, reflections, comments? Tomorrow we will study the purport in detail. So very important purport. Arka Prabhu, how can one believe that spiritual master speaks the absolute truth? How is it possible that the same message spoken by Krishna 5000 years ago is represented by the spiritual master today? Okay. Number one, the spiritual master, what is the name of what is the meaning of spiritual master given in the Chaitanya Charitamrita? Yes, Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyasi Shudra Keninoi, Ei Krishna Tattva Veta Sei Guru Hoy. So the spiritual master knows Krishna Tattva. And where is Krishna Tattva given? The Krishna Tattva is presented in the Shastras. So Guru is one who represents Krishna, who represents the previous predecessor Acharyas and is presenting the same message. Now, till now, what class did I present? I did nothing but presenting the commentary of Sridhar Swami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Jiva Goswami, nothing else. I have just repeated as it is. The nothing is my own addition. And whatever I have read from Prabhupada books here and there I have presented. Because that's what a Bhagavatam presenter is supposed to do. Right? And similarly, Guru gives the statements of Krishna. What has Prabhupada given that is not spoken in any of the Shastras? What are our spiritual masters doing which is not spoken by Prabhupada? Are they giving anything like that? Absolutely not. So how can one believe? The faith in the spiritual master arises when they transparently present the Shastras. And that's how it should be. The principles of Shastras they present. Alright. How is it possible that the same message spoken by Krishna 5000 years ago is represented by the spiritual master today? Why not? Because Lord Krishna spoke the message. And along with the message, the essence was passed on to Brahma. The message is recorded for everyone. Message can be accessed by all. But essence can be accessed only when who has got the mercy of the spiritual master. So when Krishna said this particular verse that Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshyo viduhu sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Yoga nashta means what? That essence was lost. The spirit was lost. Message was not lost. The spirit was lost, which means people were, the Bhagavad Gita was there. But people were not giving proper purport. At this point of time, I would like to introduce, today is the appearance of Devanand Pandit. Yes, just because it's there, today is Devanand Pandit's disappearance, Tirobhavtiti. Devanand Pandit was a very famous reciter of Bhagavatam, even before Mahaprabhu's appearance. Everybody would go to him to study Bhagavatam. And one day, Srivas Thakur entered his class. He also wanted to hear Bhagavatam. And as soon as one verse was spoken, Srivas Thakur immediately started dancing in ecstasy, rolling down on the ground and crying. So the disciples of Devanand Pandit, they felt that he is a mad, crazy man. So they picked him up and threw him out of the class. And Devanand Pandit did not object. He didn't tell them, they catch this fellow and throw him out. No. But he didn't object. He was ignorant of the symptoms of pure devotional service. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had later on come to the ashram of Devanand Pandit was there in the ashram, and at that particular point of time Mahaprabhu, he comes to that particular place. He comes to Maheshwara Visharat Pandit. That is the ashram where he comes. Devanand Pandit was there. So Mahaprabhu doesn't even talk to him. Devanand Pandit is reciting Bhagavatam there. Many people are attending. But he speaks loudly so that Devanand hears. He is hearing. He says, what can that rascal explain about bhakti? What purport will he give to Bhagavatam? He doesn't know anything. Because Bhagavatam can be revealed only by Vaishnava Seva. He spoke this much and left. And that left Devanand Pandit into thinking. He became very remorseful and he became, alas, I did not recognize such a devotee as Srivas. He became very repentant in heart. And later on when Vakreshwar Pandit came to his home and he was dancing, Vakreshwar Pandit would dance for 72 hours and while dancing in the kirtan he would fall down. So Devanand Pandit would get him up, he would wipe off all the dust, serve him. And through this service he got blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And later on when Mahaprabhu comes back to meet Sachi Mata in Bengal, at that particular point of time, Devanand Pandit also comes there. All those previously when Mahaprabhu was in Grihastha ashram, many had offended him, thinking him to be some ordinary Grihastha. He's just another Pandit. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was that time Nimai Pandit and many of them, Are, how can he chant Gopi, Gopi? Mahaprabhu took sannyas for that reason, so that these people don't offend, they'll respect me. But they all offend us. Everybody came to beg forgiveness and Mahaprabhu forgave everybody. And Devanand Pandit was totally unhopeful of any forgiveness because he has committed aparat to Srivas Thakur, who is the Bhakta, is Sakshat, the personification of all the devotees. But he still was forgiven because he had change of attitude towards Vaishnavas. So the whole episode says that the message that was spoken by Krishna, that essence, is understood by Guru Seva, by Vaishnava Seva. When we serve Guru, serve Vaishnavas, through that service the blessing comes only through that blessing that essence can be understood, not by theoretical study. So how spiritual master is realized? By getting blessings of his spiritual master. How he is realized? By getting blessings of his spiritual master. That is what is called as Guru Shishya Parampara. Okay. I'll just take quick, let us at least listen to the question of Her Grace Dayami Radha Prabhu. Are we able to listen to what she's saying? No, none of us are able to. I thought it was only me.
Do you hear me now, Prabhuji?
Great, yes.
Okay, sorry, Prabhuji. I have a question from last week's class. Can I raise that? Okay, so Prabhuji, you mentioned that the first event of Vaishnava Prad is not being jolly when seeing a Vaishnava, and you refer to this as an aprad. You mentioned that identifying with the body and mind is the cause for such lamentation because Vyasadeva was feeling lamentation. So if we are not out of this bodily consciousness, what can we do to serve a Vaishnava in a jolly mood? Each and every devotee is to be considered a Vaishnava. So how do we naturally change to a jolly mood when we're serving them or seeing them? I wanted to ask you that because sometimes things happen in life and we're not always the best version of ourselves.
Yes, correct. Very nice. Now this is something that we have to practice. It is very natural. We are put off with somebody, they come over now. Our face also becomes small. Why this person has come? Why do I have to see this person's face? So at that particular point of time, what practice will be healthy for us to do is to see the connection with Krishna. Oh, this person is chanting Hare Krishna or not? This person is coming to temple or not? This person is serving Krishna or not? Is this person serving Vaishnavas in some way or not? Yes, so that person is a devotee. So we have to see that person's connection with Krishna and become jolly. Right? Now, what happens, especially when we take flights and we travel? It is so very frustrating to see all the dull and morose faces of the materialists. Agree or not? Somehow or the other you find one Vaishnava, what happens? Immediately we become jolly. Oh, Prabhu Hare Krishna, doesn't matter which temple you belong to. Doesn't even matter, which part of the world you are from. Immediately, Prabhu Hare Krishna, we are jolly seeing each other. Why? Because we recognize that person as Vaishnava. Vaishnava shines out just like a gold will shine in the filth. A gold miner has to dig through a lot of earth to get the gold. Little bit. And Vaishnava is like that gem, actually. It is not a joke to follow 4 regulatory principles and chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds for the whole life. It's not a joke. So that person has agreed, such a person is glorious in itself. So just for that one connection, but our mind will justify, oh, that person definitely, I'm sure, is not chanting. properly. Taken vows, taken initiation, but not chanting properly. Yes. Must be doing some shortcut. Just pulling the beads. So we have, but even have, are they chanting at least one Mahamantra? Yeah. So Mahaprabhu's version is they are Vaishnavas. So let's just be happy. We may not be happy in heart for how they have dealt, but let's be happy for the bhakti that they are doing. Identifying with mind and body means what that person has done to me. What this person has done to me. No. Let's see what that person is doing for Guru and Krishna. This is the consciousness I try to cultivate. I try.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
It
Could I
fails
ask you
many times. I need all of your prayers. I try.
could I ask you a quick silly question? Because you're saying crows are a
Real
place of
quick.
pilgrimage. But
Yes.
why is it in certain cultures they believe that crows are ancestors, especially when the passing of the ancestors we offer food?
Vedic truth. Vedic truth. So that we don't go and put the food in the garbage. We go and put the food in the river bank. Very auspicious place. That time these crows come and they take. They are the messengers for Pitras. Correct. It's fact. The crows eat the pinda. That's where the Pitras get their food in the moon planet.
Thank you.
Yes. But usually where are crows? So for this, if you're in Canada, you'll never realize this. You come to India, you'll realize immediately. हरे कृष्ण थैंक यू वेरी मच अभी हिंदी गीता कक्षा प्रारंभ होगी जो भक्त जुड़े रहना